Hello everybody and welcome from United Dirt Sim Series. We are at Volusia Speedway Park tonight. Have a special guest announcer, Brody Center. He is from Dirt Mafia Esports and he's the general manager. Brody, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Fantastic. We're going to have one hell of a night tonight. The DRD Graphics 360's here at Volusia, double points. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm excited, Dave. It looks like we got some heavy hitters in here. We got Clay Erickson, Ricky Thornton Jr., and you can't forget the one and only Anthony Goyette. Caden Cochran's going to be a tough one to beat as well. I'm really excited for tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good time for sure. We've already got a few new faces out there. Ricky Thornton joining us, Jonathan Byram, always fast from Mecha Motorsports. So it should be one hell of a barn burner tonight.
One name I'm really excited to see, Dave. I don't know about you, but Aiden Beerline.
He's definitely one to keep an eye on. Pro and always brings the heat here with United Dirt Sim Series. He is one of the young guns and has been around from almost day one since we brought this series on board. He's always been a supporter, him and his family, and we appreciate all of them. Mom usually tunes in. It's a good time. So make sure that you guys are hitting up on our chat, and we will have the link posted for the video here in Discord if anybody wants to tune in tonight. Right now, sitting on top of the board, it is Chris Sabaski, and he has a 13.13. Connor Matson from Mecha Motorsports sitting in that second position. Ross Corniata, your third fastest in practice right now.
Yes, looks like a tough field already, Dave. In fourth, Jonathan Byram. He's going to be a tough competitor as well. Clay Erickson seems to be holding his own, followed by Ricky Thornton Jr. and Matthew Croak.
You know, it's nice to see when it bleeds over from real life racing into iRacing. We have the 20RT of Ricky Thornton joining us tonight, running the late model tour. Super successful driver, done many victory lane interviews with him for sure when I was out at Arizona Speedway, and now to see him racing tonight here in the 360's. That's going to be awesome. So maybe we'll get lucky and be able to do, get him on the podium and be able to do an interview with him once again. But it's definitely warming up out there. Track is really starting to come in. Ross Corniata out there from Phantom Motorsports in the number 10, putting some laps in, trying to get it all figured out right now, getting ready for that main event tonight. With it being double points, how do you think that's going to play into tonight, Brody?
I think it's going to go out very well. The only person I see a downfall for is Billy Brickley. He's not going to be here at tonight's race. Billy Brickley is actually holding up a pretty decent third place in the points, followed by Robert Statterfield. They're tied up for about 144 points. Matthew Croak, your leader, at 150. So we're going to have a lot of things play out here. Eric Wilkie could still have a chance being a double points night.
You know, I'm looking at the driver entry list. I don't see Eric Wilkie as it stands right now, but this class seems to be growing each and every week. We started out with about 10 to 12 drivers that started in week number 1. Everybody's heard that United Dirt Sim Series is back. We have been taking a break for a very long time, unfortunately, and we decided now was the time to bring it back. So, right now, as it sits, we have 19 drivers getting ready to take the green flag tonight. Should be one hell of a race. Track is looking pretty good. As we're looking at Connor Matson right now in that number 11 Proline car. Out on the track. Go ahead.
The track looks great. It looks like it's going to be a partly cloudy 78 here in Florida at Volusia Speedway Park. Ricky Thornton Jr. going around the track right now. Hammer down. Looks like he's going to run a pretty consistent lap here. Let's pull up my lap times. Oh, Clay Erickson got him.
He almost got a right and a left rear at the same time. I don't know how Clay Erickson managed to do that, but Ricky Thornton drives through the smoke just like in Days of Thunder, so he made it through. He's running the Weichert's Dietrich paint scheme is what I'm showing on his car right now. Not normally a sprint car driver, but definitely bleeding over into real life racing. What is he running besides late models?
He's running everything. Mini sprints, V mods, sport compacts. He's running it all. I got another guy I'd like to talk about here for a second. It's mine truly, my son, Dominic Mendoza. He's doing pretty good, holding his own, staying consistent, and earning respect out on the track. I'm following him right now. He's about running in your top 16, but we got some heavy hitters. Last night, he ran some laps with Ricky Thornton Jr., Clay Erickson, and the boys, and he held his own. So we're going to see how that pans out for him tonight, and hopefully he has some good luck.
Absolutely, yeah. Focusing in on him, he is running the same paint scheme as Ricky Thornton, so just a little head nod there. Clay Erickson out on the track as well in that 96E. I was giving him a real hard time about not having a paint. He went out and figured out something, slapped some vinyl on the side of that sprint car, and we're running it. So there we go. He just got into the number 54, Jonathan Byram. Cornada back out on the track. Connor Matson as well. Matson, another Mecha Motorsports driver, and he has been running pretty consistently. He usually runs late models, I believe, but trying his hand over here in the 360 sprint cars. Super glad to see him come out tonight. Mecha Motorsports kind of giving us a boost and bringing out some of their team drivers. Definitely appreciate that. Phantom Motorsports always in the house as well. Matthew Croak out there. We're going to have a bunch of them, I have a feeling. Sabaski's just sitting up there on that top spot in the 13-13, and he's kind of just sitting there waiting for everything to go. I think he's got all the nuts and bolts tightened up, and that thing's ready to rock and roll.
And we're going to go back out on the track and watch Ross. Ross is a formal competitive guy here. He looks like he's in the top 3, running consistent times. He's going to try to get around Connor Matson here and Chris. So we'll see how that pans out for him. Hopefully he has a good night. The track looks like it's coming in. Matthew Croak sitting about 7th position. That's our points leader, like I said. Let's see if the track's coming to him tonight.
It's definitely going to be one. He's definitely going to be one to watch. He has been turning it on. Last week it was Sabaski that was the top spot, but Croak is always on that podium and getting it done right there. So love that paint scheme. Those colors work very well together, the red, gray, and the fluorescent yellow. Definitely good looking car, and he's definitely going to be up towards the top of the pack. Sitting in 7th right now, right behind Ricky Thornton. And yeah, we're looking for some more action on the track. Looks like we're going to go back to old Dominic Mendoza getting it done in the number 13. He is definitely trying. He is working on setups each and every week, trying to get some information on how to improve himself. And they got to start young, brother.
Yeah, that's right. He's got to learn on his own, not have any bad habits. Learn what's good for him and how he feels comfortable in the car. I told him messing with his own setups and everything will give him the confidence and everything he needs to strive and push forward.
Absolutely. We are sitting with about 6 minutes and 20 seconds left here in practice, and then we will roll directly into qualifying. Oh, Mendoza feeling a little bit of the heat there as Cornada closed in on him really quickly. Mendoza blinking slightly. Hopefully he can get that figured out by race time. Flashing back up to Clay Erickson, top 5. 360's are definitely not this dude's favorite car here. However, he is showing up and getting better and better. Erickson trying to make something happen there in the 360s. We tried to work out a little bit of a setup for him to get him something to battle these top spots right now. He's sitting in that 5th position right now, so that's looking pretty good. Driver is coming around. Flashing back out to Corniata. A lot of guys just sitting. They must feel like they have their setups figured out, ready for race time. There's only a few cars to hit the track. Corniata definitely putting his time in here from Phantom Motorsports with that Velocity race design paint scheme. Looking super solid out there in that white, black, and blue. Croak still trying to find a little bit more speed with that 14 flat. That's going to put him top 7. And Croak is right there in the number 2. Aiden Beerline right there in the black, pink, and white from Beerline Racing, sitting with a 1356 at the moment. Pro driver right here. He will be one to watch later on. However, him stepping down to the 360s when he's used to all of that horsepower from the 410s. Let's see how he makes the adjustment tonight. Kid has talent though, and the 13T will be making his way up front, guaranteed. Sabaski going out right there from Phantom Motorsports there in the number 21. Still holding down that top spot with the 1313. Good looking car right there. Black, red, and white. I dig it. And let's see. Let's take a ride with him. See what kind of lines he is running. Looks like he is out up against the wall. Kind of running a modified slider line. And it seems to be working for him. He has the speed for sure. Once again, Velocity race design with another knockout scheme right there on that car. He is holding down the top spot by 1/100th of a second. Connor Matson has a 1314. Sabaski with a 1313. Let's take a look here and see if Anthony Goyette might be out on the track. Looks like he is out on the track. He's running a 1333 right now, sitting in the 13th position. Right there's from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports. And that number 29 machine, always representing the United Dirt Sim Series. Super great cat to have on the team. We love when he is out on the track. Always a big supporter of the league as well. And we are glad to have him. Let's check in on Daniel Boyd right there from Speed Shop 51. Number 79, sitting out there in the 15th position with a 13.41. From down under, let's see what Boyd's doing. Boyd is looking for some traction, it looks like.
Dominic Mendoza trying to get in as many of those practice laps as he can to get a good feel for the car and be competitive tonight.
Messaging the team to try and see if we're going to do a reset for the track. It looks like the track is starting to get a little bit slippery. Hopefully one of my admins can change the track state back to about 10% for qualifying. Make sure that we are good there. Right now, still taking a look at Daniel Boyd. Let's tune in and see. Looks like Lachlan Barbary is going out on the track right now. Another down under driver. Not too familiar with him, but we are going to take a look right now. Pretty solid looking car, white, blue, and black in that number 47. He's sitting 8th quickest, I believe, right there, Brody, with a 13:21.
Yep, looks like he came out already on the loud pedal. Clay Erickson, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Matthew Croak sitting in that 5, 6, and 7 position. They look like they're pretty comfortable there. Jonathan Byram still holding on to that top 4 strongly. But a 14-14, I think that's going to be about where it's going to be right now with the track state being the way it is. But that 13-13 is going to be hard to beat.
100%. Hopefully, one of the admins was able to change that. Did you notice if that got changed or not?
It does look like the track state stayed the same, Dave.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that's awesome. And they will definitely have to get through it. So we are starting into qualifying right now. Let's see who's out on the track. Looks like Matthew Croak out there getting it done. He is on the stream right now. Beerline Racing checking in over in the chat on YouTube. We definitely appreciate that. We will be watching that, folks. So if you'd like to tune in, you got something to say, tell us who you're rooting for, tell us who to watch, and we will be taking a look. Connor Matson out there in the number 2 spot, sitting right now in the number 11, throwing down a 14:41.
Where did Preston Hornbeck come from? Anthony Goyette with your top 4 with a 14.53 for Anthony Goyette. Brett Hagan just took over that top 4 spot from Anthony Goyette. Lachlan Barbary in the 14.31 just took over the top 2 position. This is going to be a good one to watch, Dave.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see who else we can check in on. Here's Sabaski. He is out running right now with a 13.96. That's probably going to be the top spot right there in the number 21.
And getting ready to roll up onto the track for his qualifying session. Going to run right about the slick there. Let's see what Clay puts down for us. Ricky Thornton Jr. sitting in that number 6 position with a 14.38.
One second. I apologize. Go ahead and take it.
Clay's getting ready to come across the finish line here and see what lap time he runs. Clay Erickson sitting in number 9 position with a 14.44. 14.44 for Clay Erickson. Chad Coate with a 14.36. He's sitting in the number 6 position. Aiden Beerline's out on the track now. Getting ready to... Aiden Beerline with the top 3. Top 3, 14.04 for Aiden Beerline.
Beerline working down through right now in the black and pink. Let's see what he throws up for that second lap. Doesn't look like he'll go faster with a 14.20. So he's going to sit in that top 3 spot. These guys might be racing for the 4th position.
Jonathan Byram just hit the track for his qualifying laps. Coming hot out of turn 2. Let's see what kind of lap time Jonathan Byram's going to throw down for us. Eric Wilkie just threw down a top 5 with a 14.17. 14.17 for Eric Wilkie.
So Wilkie does make the call, slides in at the last second, and he is able to show up. What position was he battling for in the points, Brody?
And that is Mr. Wilkie. Eric Wilkie is sitting in your top 6 of points with a 135. Followed by Dustin Sargent in the 7th, but Brent Hagan's got that 138, and I think he's going to be a tough competitor tonight.
Showtime out on the track right now. Alex Hanna jumps up to the 9th position with a 14.35. Beerline Racing checking in over on the chat. Been a long time. Glad y'all started back up. Man, we are glad to be back. It is that time of year, and we are bringing the heat. I think we are going to have one hell of a show tonight as we have these DRD Graphics 360's. And where are we running the 358s at, Brody?
358s are going to be hot on the trail at I-55. Going to be a great competitive race. I'll be competing in the I-55 358s for Sweatshop Mafia, Dirt Mafia.
Fantastic. All right, so we are rounding in on 30 seconds left here in qualifying. Top 5 going to be Sabaski, Corniata, Beerline, Croak, Wilkie, and Hannah just outside looking in. With this invert of 4, this is going to be interesting to see how the heat races line up.
That is correct, Dave. I'm going to go ahead and pick my 2 for tonight. I'm going to go with Alex Hanna, and I'm probably going to give a shout out to Eric Wilkie. I think he's going to get at least a top 3.
Wilkie always brings it strong here in the 360s. Definitely an open wheel guy. Race Heat is coming on board for heat race number 1. Starting on the inside of row number 1, it's going to be Zach Jenkins in the number 26. Outside of him is going to be Lachlan Barbary in the number 47.
Followed by that, it's going to be Aiden Beerline. Hold on 1 second.
Nope.
Nope.
Nice try. Row number 2 on the inside in the number 23. We're still working out some bugs, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Eric Wilkie in the number 23, going to be starting inside row number 2. Outside of him, your top spot pole sitter is going to be Chris Sabaski in the number 21. And rounding out the field, starting worst, looking to go first, it's Dalton Stevenson in the number 17 Jack Daniels machine. Waiting for a few cars to grid up here. And we will be rolling out. Like we might have lost our, I'm going to reload it here real quick. All right, so gonna have to reload here real quick. Sorry for the delay, folks. We are going to get ready as Wilkie will be bringing him down to the green flag here momentarily.
Are you going to be your car to beat in this heat race?
All right, so Wilkie bringing him down to the green flag, the number 47 of Lachlan Berry. Looking on the inside, Sabaski outside, looking in right now. Sabaski going to take on the inside now, looking to go around both drivers. Can't get it done. Wilkie sticks his nose in there.
Looks like Chris washed up the track a little bit, but he's going to go ahead and recapitalize on that and get back underneath the number 24 of Wilkie.
So the battle right now for the top 3 positions, it's Barbary, Sabaski, and Wilkie. Then it's Dalton Stevenson picking up the 4th position. He's going up 1 spot. Not sure why I lost my scoring, folks. I apologize. We're going to try and reload it in here real quick.
Dalton Stephenson sitting in that number 4 position, trying to catch back up with the field. Kind of got a little separated here. Eric Wilkie with a strong 3rd position. Chris sitting in that number 2 spot. We're going to give it to Barberry.
Barberry out front right now, getting it done so far.
If this is what our heat race is already looking like, Dave, I can't wait to get to the main.
Absolutely, yes. I am not sure what's going on with the live timing, folks. I do apologize, but we will be calling it out. Sabaski battling for the lead right now. Barberry in the second position. Wilkie dropping back a little bit of space there with a gap of about 18/10 of a second back from the leaders. Dalton Stevenson trying to round it in.
Close, clean racing between your top 1 and top 2. I love this about our league. Everyone tries to drive each other clean and respectfully, and it puts on a hell of a show.
So that is going to be it for heat race number 1. Chris Sabaski, Lachlan Barberry in second. Third is Eric Wilkie. Warming up right now, getting ready to take to the track. Still trying to get my scoring going once again, guys. I do apologize. Not quite sure what is going on with it, but we are going to make it happen, Captain. Let's try and do this here. So, as it stands right now, Brent Hagen going to start in that top spot here for heat race number 2. We have
Ricky Thornton Jr. on the outside. On your second row inside, it's going to be Alex Hanna. He's going to be the car to beat in this heat race. I'm sure of it.
row number 2 is going to be Ross Corniata and Alex Hanna. Row number 3 is going to be Ross Phillips and Jonathan Byram. You can see it over there on the left-hand side of the stream. I do apologize, guys. I had to go to the backup scoring so that we could get something up on the screen for you guys to see. Like I said, with us taking such a break, it has been a little bit of a struggle to get everything back up and running where we want it. But we are doing our best, and like I said, we definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys here. All right, Brody, we're going to crank up your mic a little bit. Looks like Chris Lawrence tuning in here tonight. And he is saying that we're having a hard time hearing our guest announcer, so let's go ahead and get this going here. Give you a little bit of a boost, and we should be ready to go. Brent Hagen going to bring us down to the green flag here in heat race number 2.
We're getting ready to fire off here for heat race number 2. Ricky Thornton Jr. on the pole, outside pole, followed by Brent Hagen. This is going to be a fun one to watch, folks. You're not going to want to miss this.
Green flag is out. The number 95 of Brent Hagen taking the top spot for the moment, but look at Ricky Thornton already trying to make a move down the inside. Man,
Ricky
that
Thornton
guy's
Jr.
a
ain't
real
going to give it
man.
away very easily.
He could drive
This is his
anything.
first race with us tonight.
That's crazy. It's crazy
Ricky Thornton
watching him
Jr.
go to work.
Ricky Thornton Jr. can drive a sharp stick up a goat's ass.
Absolutely. Look at these top 2 drivers, Hagen and Thornton. 2 class acts running side by side, lap after lap. We have 9 to go, and they have swapped positions probably 7 to 8 times. Thornton running down all the way on the bottom.
Here comes Hanna. Don't count out Alex Hanna. He's searching all over the track to get that number 3 position.
Jonathan Byram trying to make a move. He has suffered back there in 5th position. Not able to get some of the clean air, I think. He is struggling right now, looking to make something happen here to get ready for the main. Still searching for setups, I think, for some of these guys.
Brent Hagen falling back to that number 4th position. We're going to go ahead and give number 3 spot to Alex Hanna.
Showtime trying to make something happen as he is reeling in Corniata. Corniata all over Ricky Thornton, now looking to the inside. RTJ says not tonight. He's going to work all the way up on the high side, pushing that cushion and hold on to the spot.
Ricky Thornton Jr. looking really comfortable in that number 1 position. He's been here a time or two.
I would say yes, he has been here a time or two, and he has got the heat pushed to him right now with 5 to go, halfway through.
What is Ricky Thornton Jr. going to do in the number 3 and 4? He's going to throw a slide job. No, he's not. He's going to keep it down there and chase tractioned up. Oh, Ricky Thornton Jr. going to fall back to probably the 3rd position because Alex Hanna's got a strong car up there.
Alex Hanna running that Jack Niehoff race engine there in the 360, and he's got it all wound up. He started way back in the pack here in heat race number 2. That is going to do it for this heat race. Not sure why my scoring says 3 to go. You know, guys, we try to bring something nice, and they always say you can't have nice things. This is why, right, Brody?
That's correct.
Heat race.
Mean, with a field with a field like this one with Ricky Thornton Jr., Anthony Goyette, Caden Cochran, you can't have anything nice.
I'm telling you what. Here in heat race number 3, now I got to get that to go away because it's showing the wrong race results. Give me 1 second. Feel some space, Brody.
We got Caden Cochran in the number 1 position, followed by Anthony Goyette. Followed by Goyette, it's going to be Connor Mattinson. Followed by Aiden Bierlein, Daniel Boyd, and Matthew Croak. Caden Cochran in that Curb 67 machine. He's been a very consistent racer here in our league. Just joined up last weekend. Had the 350 race in the bag, got into the inside wall, and ended his night. Aiden Bierlein, like we've talked about earlier, is going to be one of the hardest competitors tonight. One of my favorite paint schemes, Anthony Goyette in that number 29 machine. I think I'm going to be pulling for Anthony Goyette in this heat race. Connor Mattinson, looking pretty strong. We'll see how his night plays out.
I think it's definitely going to be interesting with Aiden Bierlein starting a little bit deeper in the field here in row number 2 to see what he's actually going to be able to do with these top spots. Got a couple of Vortex racers out there. Daniel Boyd, always one to keep an eye on here in the number 79. I do not know why my timing is behind, folks. I apologize. I am trying to reset everything, but we are going to make it happen. Green flag is out. Anthony Goyette in that top spot from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports and Goyette Trucking. They're in the number 29. He is trying to get checked out as quickly as possible. And look at Bierlein. I hear it now. It's like da-dun, da-dun.
Aiden Bierlein searching for the proper line, but Anthony Goyette's going to go ahead and drive away with this one. Don't count him out, though, because in 3 and 4, Aiden Bierlein's looking pretty strong.
Goyette trying to make something happen here. He kind of has struggled here in the 360s since we've taken a break. He hasn't been running them as much. Definitely comes out to support the league in whatever we're racing. New leader,
Bierlein.
Aiden Bierlein, taking over the top spot. Anthony Goyette going to sit in that second position. Now the battle is for third with Connor Matson and Daniel Boyd swapping spots. Boyd in the number 79, the number 11 of Connor Matson. Woo! Yikes, Matson just lost it as Bierlein is just out front right now, 0.6 of a second over second place, Anthony Goyette. We are going to do a hard reset, folks, so here we go. Anthony Goyette still out front right now. What do you see, Brody?
Caden Cochran struggling to keep up with the field.
Oh, yeah, you eating, huh? What are you eating over there, buddy?
me off guard there, Dave. We're not
Did
gonna
I?
lie.
Did I? Fantastic. Well, Aiden Beerline still out front. Anthony Goyette in that second position. We should be on the final lap right now. And that is going to do it. Did we run out of fuel, Anthony Goyette? Anthony Goyette running out of fuel. Wow. Ouch. That is not good.
Some of these guys like to run their tanks pretty much on E, Dave, to try to get that faster way around the track here.
Absolutely.
Looks like it didn't benefit Goyette at all tonight.
It did not. Let's see. Are we really doing another heat race? Wow.
We do have a stacked field tonight, Dave.
Yeah, we are bringing the heat tonight for sure. Starting on the pole position in heat race number, 3? Awesome. Preston Hornbeck in the number 48 Black Rifle Coffee Company. Outside of row number 1 is going to be the 9060 of Clay Erickson. Row number 2 on the inside from Canada, it's Chad Coate in the number 11 on stream. Outside of him is going to be Matthew Croak in the number 2 from Phantom Motorsports. Rounding out the field tonight, trying to put in some laps, trying to gain just a few positions and definitely learn a lot. The number 13 from Dirt Mafia Esports, it's Dominic Mendoza. Who's your pick tonight in heat race number 3?
To go with, we're going to go with the beautiful number 2 of Matthew Croak. That is a good-looking car, Dave.
It is solid. I do like those colors. It definitely pops. Definitely stands out. Hornbeck going to bring him down to the green flag.
Clay Erickson, not too familiar with these sprint cars, getting his feet wet, trying to learn a thing or two. I'm hoping to pull for Clay Erickson to pull off probably a top 2 in the heat tonight.
You know, Clay Erickson definitely one to keep an eye on. 360s are definitely not his thing for sure. He'll be the first one to tell you that, but he is improving each and every time and was definitely asleep at the start there. Croak getting into the ass end of him. He had a push start there as Hornbeck just has an amazing start off of turn number 4 in that number 48 machine. Chad Coate now going to go up, give an old right rear to Erickson. He said, get that shit on the trailer. So Coate there in the number 11. That's definitely not intentional for sure by any means. Croak trying to save what he started here in the number 2. Probably a little frustrated as he didn't have a great start there. Got shuffled back. Now trying to reel in second place. Croak there in the number 2, looking for the number 2 spot.
Definitely battling for that second position. Looks like he has a very competitive car tonight. Not a very good start like you said, but I'm not counting him out yet.
He's always very good about running around the bottom. As you can see, he keeps all 4 tires down in that grip all the way on the bottom of the wall. It seems to be working out for him right now.
Absolutely, Dave. Chad Coate, I believe he runs the 358 with us from time to time. He's doing really well, battling for that second and first position. Looks like Dominic Mendoza's holding on to that 4th position. Clay Erickson's sawing logs in that thing in the back. Sure, that thing's an ill wheel handling car right now. Almost ended up on the flatbed.
You know, I'm surprised he still has a wing on it after that right rear that he caught there a few laps ago. Looks like we're about 3 laps to go if my timing is correct, which it should be now. Clay Erickson.
Correct, we're on lap 8.
Fantastic. So 2 laps left to go. New leader, Matthew Croak. Oh, Chad Coate getting into Hornbeck. Ouch.
Hornbeck's not going to be too happy about that.
No, I'm pretty sure Hornbeck is a little upset as he was your leader for the first 8 laps. Croak going to bring home the checkers here.
That gives the 3rd position to Dominic Mendoza.
What?
The 2nd position to Chad Coate. And Croak coming back after that hard set. Look at that. Oh!
Yeah, well, definitely have to
Little
have a little
retaliation.
chat about that afterwards. We're going to roll into the warm-up. And here we go. I think we finally have everything lined out. Looks like a few cars getting ready to roll out on the track here. Sebastian out there right now. Well, taking on that top spot as it stands at the moment. Let's see as they start to put a few laps down. Look at who's sitting number 2 right now out on the track. Mendoza putting in his time, trying to learn lap after lap where he needs to be, what he can do, and it is paying off right now in warm-up.
Looks like he's staying pretty consistent at number 2 position. Hot on his tail is going to be as Hannah, followed by Chris Sapes. How do you say that last name, Dave? Because I keep
Sebastian.
Sebastian, there we go. Daniel Boyd in the top 5. Caden Cochran in the number 6 position. Caden just got knocked down to the number 2 position. Chris Sapsky.
Sebastian.
In the number 1 position. Yeah, I told you. I'm just not going to say his name for the rest of the night.
He's just going to be like Chris. Chris,
Yeah,
the
Chris.
number 21 car. All the way from Canada. We're glad that he comes out and joins us. It's always a pleasure having him. And let's see who else we have out there right now. Mendoza's still holding down the 3rd spot. Anthony Goyette out there on the track right there in the number 29. Hornbeck. Let's make sure that he is doing what he needs to do. Looks like he is out there on the track right now. Not putting in fast laps at the moment. He might still be a little heated over what happened in the heat race. Tough break right there. Just lost a wing. He is still flipping. iRacing Physics just knocked off Aiden Beerline's top wing as he went by. Holy cow.
Still got a tough group of guys here tonight, Dave. Rolling off to the A main. I want to know what your predictions are for tonight.
Well, I think that we definitely have a few superstars that haven't been out here with us too much, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I think Croak is always going to be one up towards the top. Sebastian's going to be up towards the top. Beerline, of course. But then you have a few dark horses. You have, I mean, even like Ricky Thornton, who we haven't seen run in United Dirt Sim Series before, but we know he's one hell of a racer. It should be interesting to see. Wilkie, always a fast driver. He is sitting right now in warm-up. Doesn't look like he is moving. However, we're towards the back of the pack here.
Seeing them in the warm-ups right now and watching everybody all clumped up right now is getting me really excited for this main event. Dominic Mendoza is still holding his line in the top 5 position. Matthew Croak holding his line in the number 3 position. Aiden Beerline in number 2.
Right now, the top spot though, Sebastian with almost a whole tenth faster than Aiden Beerline. Beerline struggling to find the setup. He is used to the 410s, but he's still sitting in 2nd position. That kid has a lot of talent, I tell you what, and he's always a good one to watch. He always puts on a great show, for sure. So it looks like we have about 15 seconds left here in warm-up. Scott Croak checking in out there on the chat. Great job, son. Talking about Matthew. And Matthew sitting in the third position right now, out there for warm-ups as we get ready to roll into the big dance. I believe we're going, what, 40 laps, right, for double points night tonight?
Correct.
So this should be a good one. Here we go. It is time for the big show. Starting on the pole position in the number 21, it is going to be Chris Sabaski. Outside row number 1 in the number 10, it is going to be Ross Corniata. Row number 2 on the inside, it's going to be Aiden Beerline. Outside of him is going to be the number 2 of Matthew Croak. Lachlan Barbary inside of row number 3, the number 47. Outside of him is going to be the 20 of RTJ, Ricky Thornton. Go ahead.
You go ahead, Dave.
The number 79, Daniel Boyd. In the number 7 spot, rolling out in the 8th position, is going to be Chad Coate in the 15. It's 11 on the stream. Row number 5 on the inside. In the number 24, it's going to be Eric Wilkie. Outside of him, in the number 97, it's showtime, Alex Hanna. Row number 6 on the inside is going to be Caden Cochran. And outside of him in the number 13, it is Dominic Mendoza. Row number 7 on the inside, it is going to be Dalton Stevenson and Brett Hagen outside of him. Anthony Goyette, Clay Erickson, Zach Jenkins, Ross Phillips, Connor Matson, Preston Hornbeck, and Jonathan Byram rounding out the field. So Sabaski going to bring us down to the green flag. Lots of heavy hitters in this one. A few drivers with tough brakes going to be starting way in the back of the pack. It'll be interesting to see who our hard charger is going to be for tonight. .40 laps is the distance.
Green flag getting ready to fly for tonight's A-main event.
Brought to you by DRD Graphics for the 360's Fall Brawl. Pace truck is off. Here we go. Sabaski, let her rip, Tater Chip. Into turn number 1, he is going to hold it down. Aiden Beerline trying to take over that second position.
Yellow flag on the field already.
Ooh,
I wonder what we got going on back here.
looks like Jonathan Byram. We're going to go back and take a look at that while they get him all slowed down and re-racked, restacked, and ready to rock. So here we go. Jonathan Byram is going to start out in the back of the pack in the number 54. Let's see what brought out the caution flag. Catches the inside wall, and that is pretty much all she wrote. So not too bad. Looks like the front bumper might be a little tweaked. Probably knocked out the toe in that machine. So we'll have to keep, towed in on the left front big time. So we will keep an eye on him. Moving back up to the field as they get restacked and re-racked. The number 21 of Chris Sabaski going to get ready to bring us back to the green flag.
Sabaski with a beautiful start. It's a shame that we had to throw such an early caution tonight. Looked like he was going to drive away with it for a little bit, but Ross definitely hot on his tail. Aiden Beerline's putting it on the top there. Yeah, it's going to be questionable who's going to win tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think that going into turn 1 off of this restart, it will be interesting as Corniata is going to have the 13 of Aiden Beerline all over him as they go into turn number 1. Can't count out Matthew Croak in that number 2 position.
Corniata looking really comfortable in his car tonight, Dave. Very competitive guy, clean racer, kind of saves the car to the last bit, and he'll put on a hell of a show.
I definitely think it's going to be interesting to see. Ricky Thornton Jr. sitting in that 6th position. We'll have to wait and keep an eye on him, see how this all plays out, as we have a whole lot of race left here. Back to green flag. Sabaski with a great start. Here we go. Beer line. Going to crowd that inside. He is looking for some traction. Down on the inside. He is going to go for the 2nd and 3rd position. Lachlan Barbary all over Beerline right now. He is putting the heat on him. Beerline going to drop back to 4th. Sabaski looking on that low side right now. He is just trying to pedal it and make something happen. Top 2 spots, top 3 spots right now for Phantom.
Oh, big wreck on the front straightaway. Big wreck.
We'll have to go back and see who that was. Was that Beerline?
Looks like Line got into somebody. Got it in the front stretch wall and got into Cochran.
Let's take a look. We're going to go back right now and take a look. We'll see if it was Beerline. Beerline running all the way up high. Oh! Catches a right rear from... Oh, man. They wiped out some... That was an expensive wreck right there. Looks like we wiped out some great cars. There is a fast repair. Hopefully they can get in, get those taken care of. As Beerline sitting on his lid as it sits right now.
Speaking of costly repairs and beautiful cars, Daniel Boyd sitting in 6th position in that number 79 car. What a good looking car.
That number 79 is pretty solid. Running Speed Shop 51 all over the top wing there. Vortex racing machine right there of Daniel Boyd. We are getting them re-racked and restacked, and we will go back to green flag racing here momentarily. Sabaski still your leader.
Looks like Ricky Thornton Jr. holding on to that 7th position. Chad Coate close by. Daniel Boyd. We got a lot of heavy hitters still in the top of the field, Dave.
Absolutely, and this one's only going to continue to get better as the track gets slicker out. We'll definitely see the true drivers come up, and I guarantee that some of these cars are set up for the last lap, not the first lap here in this main event.
Go ahead and concur on that one, Dave. I bet you 99% of the guys on the field here have set their cars up to where the end of the race, the car will come to them, and they'll be a competitor at the end of the night.
Here we go. So Barbary going to start outside row number 2. He is the one that got in to Aiden Beerline. Let's see how he rolls off now. Looks like Mendoza might be coming out of the pits, so not sure he might have been involved in that accident as well. But right now it's all Chris Sabaski up front, letting it all hang out in that number 21 Phantom Motorsports machine. Ross Corniata in that 2nd position, Lachlan Barbary in 3rd. Now Barbary going to look for a slide job, takes the nose off of Corniata. Corniata sees it coming. Corniata trying to battle back. This will be interesting. Barbary being very aggressive here in the beginning part of this race in the number 47. Not sure how that's going to play out for him, but we will have to keep an eye on him.
Barbary down there from Australia. I'm sure he's used to some venomous bites. I don't think anyone's going to deter him tonight, Dave.
He is going for the lead. Big super slider. Sabaski sees it. He is trying to battle back, doing the little cut down right there. He's going to slide him back up.
Flag
Looks
on the
like
race
we have a
flag.
yellow flag.
You think Barbary showed his nose a little too early, Dave, or do you think he's got the chance and opportunity to throw another nasty sled job?
I think that Sabaski's probably going to expect it now. Might have a tough night here for Ricky Thornton. Let's go back and take a look. Thornton running up high, gets into the 79. They both collide. So Boyd sliding up the track slightly, giving a right rear to the 20 RT machine of Ricky Thornton. Thornton going back to the pit area. Tough break for him. I was really looking forward to doing an interview with him, and maybe we might bring him in anyway at the end of the night here.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to a top 5 at least position podium for Ricky Thornton Jr. to get him in on that interview. Quick little history note here. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where it started, Dave, with you and Ricky Thornton Jr. down here in Arizona?
Arizona Speedway. I was the announcer. I started out as an announcer for the RC track, then started doing mud bogs, and then got to do the big show. And RTJ has always been tearing it up out there in his modified, and I got to do many, many interviews with him in Victory Lane. Super cool dude and super great racer. He is a wheelman for sure. We are going back up front right now. Sabaski still holding down that top spot. It'll be interesting to see if Barbary is going to be able to throw a super slide job on him like he can't do lineups, huh, Brody? That is all right. We have got it covered. So Sabaski out front. Yeah, I don't think Barbary's going to be able to throw the super slide job that he caught him off guard with, but we'll have to keep an eye on it, and see how it wears in with the track starting to go away slightly. It does look like it's getting a little bit slick out there. Glad that I am not piloting a 360, or we would probably be Tony Hawk doing a 50-50 nose grind right about now. Sabaski with another great restart, goes all the way up to the cushion. He is looking for something. Somebody out of the park. Who was it?
Well, that's going to be Barbary. Barbary ballparks it.
Lackland Barbary goes full yard. Yikes. Let's go back and take a look at that. Man, we cannot get a green flag to save our life. We are looking for a green flag stretch. Going back to Barbary here. Let's see. He just gets up into the wall, bikes it, and then out of the park. Almost puts it in the grandstands. So tough break.
A lot of pressure on Barbary. I mean, on that restart, you got a lot of heavy hitters on your tail right there, and you got to be on your A game. And you're millimeters from that wall, and if you make any type of mistake, you end up like Barbary out of the park.
Well, and it seemed like all the leaders were diving up to that cushion as quickly as possible to try and get through 1 and 2. And it just didn't work out for Barbary. He ran out of real estate, created his own. And that was not the fast line around the track, for sure.
In these sprint cars, with that big right rear tire, that cushion's going to be your best friend, but it could also be your worst enemy.
100% agree. So, Sabaski now up front. Cornata going to hold down the second position. Croak in that third position. I'm sure Scott tuning in. Definitely loving to see that. Hopefully he can put it on the podium once again tonight.
Looks like Dominic Mendoza's night come to an early end. It looks like their team is loading his car up in the trailer tonight. No wing on it. That would be his second accident he was in tonight. Tough break for him. Has the luck of his father for sure.
I hear you there. So Sabaski getting ready to bring us back to green flag racing here. Top 3 spots all held down by Phantom Motorsports. Then you have the Lone Wolf. Showtime. Alex Hanna in the number 97. Let's see what he can do. Sponsored by, looks like it says Certified Shitbox on the side. Well, that shitbox is rolling out tonight as he is sitting in the 4th position. We have a couple hard chargers which we will take a look at here on the caution flag.
Up over in top 4, or in top of turn 4. I think we're going to stay green. Nope, we're throwing the yellow flag.
Yellow flag is out. Man, we cannot get this one going tonight. These guys want each and every point. Wilkie being shown in the 3rd position now. That is interesting. Where did he come from, huh? On the move.
Barbary's night is done, Dave.
Barbary back to the pit area, huh? Loading it up for the night. Not sure if we'll see him in the 358s or not. So, as it sits right now, the top hard charger is Connor Matson, right there in the number 11. Proline machine, he has went up 12 positions, Brody, since the green flag is dropped.
After our nasty incident down there on the front straightaway, don't look now, Dave, but Aiden Beerline is sitting in the number 8 position.
What? That is awesome. Glad to see the 13 making a comeback. Let's see who else we have that are hard chargers. We have Preston Hornback in the number 48. He has went up 11 positions. Anthony Goyette went up 10 positions. He is now sitting in the top 5. I think he would shit kittens if he was able to get on the podium tonight. He is always one of those guys that comes out, like I said, supports. Not super awesome at 360s. He'll be the first one to tell you that. But he might have something for him tonight, and I am glad to see it.
I'm going to re-rack him and restack him and get ready to go green here, Dave.
Wilkie, out of nowhere. What does this do? This kid is like crazy fast. Like he's there, he's not there. Then he's there, and you're like, where did he come from? I mean, coming to the green flag on the last caution, the top 3 spots were held down by Phantom Motorsports cars. Now there's only 2 in the top 3 spots, and Wilkie sliding into second. It'll be interesting to see what he has as we get further into this race.
He's making me really proud with my decision tonight to pick him for the A main. Looks like he's going to be a tough competitor. Chris has that car rolling down on the bottom, the top, wherever he wants to put it. It's go, go, go.
Caution.
We have another yellow on the track.
Man, we cannot get this race going. Hopefully these guys settle down. Looks like over in the chat, Alex Hanna joins in and says, we got taken out by the 2 car, watching from the trailer now. So not sure he's too happy with Matthew Croak at the moment, but tough break for him as well. Sabaski's still up front. Let's see if we can go back and take a look and see what happened there. Looks like Dalton Stevenson here. Let's take a look. Stevenson in the Jack Daniels car. He is sitting more towards the rear of the field. Oh, Hornback was sideways, and he is going to get collected up. So definitely not Stevenson's fault, but stuck in the fence.
Hornbeck having a rough night tonight. I think he had some bad luck in his heat race as well, Dave.
He is having a rough night. And you know what? Sometimes it's better just to pull off and let others continue on.
Sometimes
you know what? Alex Hanna joining in on the chat says that we need a hot dog from concessions. Wonder if you could run down there and grab one of those for me, please. I'd definitely appreciate that. Run it up to the announcer booth.
Yeah, Dave, that's actually how you caught me off guard earlier. I was eating 2 of those bad boys at once.
I guess. It sounded like you were shoving them both in your mouth at the same time sideways.
Eating my hot dogs like corn on the cob, Dave.
There you go. It's cold.
The long way, not the wrong way.
Lachlan Barberry chiming in on chat as well. Def's had a car to win. The cushion caught me off guard. See you boys next week. So Barberry also calling it a night. Sabaski trying to weather the storm. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Man, their tires are all cold again. And it should be interesting to see. Anthony Goyette still holding down that 5th position. I am glad to see it.
Yes, me too.
Oh, man, announcer's curse. As soon as I say his name,
yeah,
he gets a little sideways on the start. Looks like Beerline going to try and go around the outside. Not going to make it happen yet, though. He's able to hold him off. Pretty stable setup there for Anthony Goyette.
Matthew Croak, he's coming for your leader, and he ain't taking no for an answer.
Croak working that top side all the way up top shelf, looking for the good stuff. Chad Coates still being shown in 3rd. Now Wilkie back to 4th. So made it up to the 2nd position and drops back into 4th. I think he's conserving a little bit. Some of these guys, with this being a 40-lap race, this is going to get pretty close on fuel. So it should be interesting to see who dialed the fuel in correctly for the setup. Sabaski's still out front. He is not worried about fuel at all. He is just trying to get as many laps in and sit on top of that board. He is trying to prove a point right now for Phantom Motorsports.
Hopefully, Sabaski driving as hard as he is right now doesn't end up hurting him in the long run. Looks like these boys are staying stacked and packed in your top 5. Maybe they're holding on to something and waiting to capitalize on something that Sabaski might pull off.
You almost pronounced his name correct. It is Sabaski, but it is awesome that you are trying. You get a participation award. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, Dave. I'm Brody Center. I have a full head of hair and you're bald, so we'll keep going.
Definitely not bald. I don't think you've seen me in a while. Chad Coate up into the 3rd position in number 11. He is trying to make something happen. And now Wilkie feeling a little heat from Hagen. Hagen making a late race charge here in the number 95. He has went up 9 positions now. Anthony Goyette. Oh, Goyette and Erickson get together on the infield. Man, can they keep it going? Looks like Goyette is struggling to get it rolling once again. Erickson and Goyette sitting in the middle right there. I always call it a dog shit blender with the lid off because nothing good ever happens mid-pack. It is not great for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the number 8 position of Clay Erickson. Looks like he's plunging a porter potty. Shit ain't going nowhere, Dave.
He is definitely on the struggle bus tonight, but he is out there getting her all she's got, Captain. Chris Sabaski still leading the way up front. Last time by a 14.7. No, I take that back, a 15.08. So the track seems to be slowing down just a little bit as it gets slicker out. Matthew Croak still holding down the 2nd position. It's interesting, team guys definitely running different setups as Sabaski is all the way down low. Looks like he's pedaling it through the slick. And Croak up top shelf looking for that cushion right there. As you can see, he gets that right rear right on those marbles, and it seems to be working out for him. He's looking down low in 1 and 2, so that's an interesting change of pace. He's been running up top for most of the race. He's now running 1 and 2 low, 3 and 4 high. Dominic Mendoza have to watch from the trailer, got caught up in all the wrecks, hope to do better in the 358s is what he says over in the chat. Sabaski now coming up on lap traffic, so this could get interesting, Brody, as we come up on 12 laps to go.
Lap traffic can definitely play a factor in tonight's A-main event for your DRD 360 sprints, Dave.
Matthew Croak still holding down that 2nd position in the number 2. It's starting to spread out just a little bit as Chad Coate sitting in 3rd. Caution flag is out. Looks like Connor Matson might have been the culprit. He might have had an issue there. We are going to get him restacked, re-racked, and ready to rock here with 10 laps to go. This is going to get interesting now, for sure. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Connor Matson. Oh, man. He put it in the fence and out of the park. Couple of cars sitting down in the infield with no top wing, no nothing. They have just wadded him up. So, unfortunately, tough break for Matson.
Yeah, Matson down there pretty upset, holding nothing but a steering wheel.
For sure. Doesn't even have the top wing on anymore. So this one should be interesting. Quite a few cautions tonight. You will have that. These guys are racing for double points tonight. It is an 8-race format, and we have 1 drop week, so the drivers are allowed to miss 1 week without being penalized. We basically throw out their lowest score for the season. And tonight is double points, so you have a chance to make up some of those. If you have a good night tonight, it can definitely bridge that gap and help you move up in the standings.
That's going to also play a factor in tonight's 358 state. I got a hold of Billy Brickley right before he got on his plane to catch a flight. Help me with some setup stuff. I'm hoping I'm going to be on the podium tonight. That's going to help me with my points. I missed 2 races, so hopefully, thus going forward, I can at least make a top 5 in points.
for sure. Well, it'll definitely be interesting to see, how the double points works out there at I-55. That race will be coming up shortly after we conclude this one. As we are rounding it down right now with 11 laps to go. The number 21 of Chris Sabaski still out front. Croak in second, Chad Cote third. Wilkie fourth. Croak into the outside wall. Is he still able to make it happen? They're 3 wide right now. What is going on? Beerline decides a little bit better on that. Now Croak comes down, catches Beerline. Croak going to continue on.
Going.
Man, Beerline definitely got worked over in that one. Hagen and Wilkie snuck by. So Wilkie sitting top 3 right now. Croak back to the 5th position. Not sure if he realized Beerline was there or not, but came directly down into the race line of Aiden Beerline. And that hurt both of those drivers.
Sabaski just making love to that bottom line. Actually slowed down a lot, but is actually pulling away from the field. Searching for moisture, whatever he can find on the track, but it is working for him for sure, Dave.
He ripped out a 14.96 last time by. The second place driver, Chad Cote, with a 15.08. So he's definitely finding speed, even though he's slowing down. The track is definitely getting slower. Oh no, Matthew Croak bringing out the caution flag, it looks like. Let's go back and take a look. As he was a top 5 car for most of the race tonight. Here we go. Croak here in the red, fluorescent yellow, and gray. Just catches that top spot. That berm is built almost all the way up to the top of the wall. So as soon as you catch it, it throws you directly out of the park. And that is going to end his night. So back up front for Sabaski. Sabaski ready to get this one over with. I am showing 5 laps to go.
Sabaski's anticipation is probably through the roof right now, Dave. I couldn't think of a guy that deserves it more, though.
I can't even imagine what he's going through right now. He has been sitting in the top spot. This has been a grueling race with quite a few cautions. There's a lot of opportunities to lose the top spot on all of these restarts, and he's managed to pull it out each and every time. So he's definitely given it his all. Phantom Motorsports definitely has one hell of a setup underneath that car, and he is driving the wheels off the thing tonight. So I am glad to see him up top, and he's bringing his A game, that's for sure.
Sabaski throwing his hand out the window on that last caution. I think he's fed up with these cautions. He just wants it to be done and over with, because you don't know what's going to happen on these restarts, Dave.
He is looking for his hotel room, trying to figure out where he is going to end the night. And let's see, Chad Cote still sitting in second, Wilkie third, Hagen fourth.
I'm going to give a shout out to our very own Andrew Hansen, our race director tonight, being very patient with these guys, trying to keep them lined up how they're supposed to be and keep the race going as quickly as possible to get the night ended to move on to the 358s.
Well, without people stepping up and helping out, Hansen has been helping for a few seasons now. Without the help of those guys, it's super tough to run these races. We look at this as a video game or a simulator, whatever you want to call it, but without having an actual team behind you to help make all of these things happen, it is super difficult, and United Dirt Sim Series has some of the best, so we appreciate all of the admins and everything that they do. Sabaski with another great restart, puts it all the way up against the wall. He is trying to get this one over with right now. Checking out top 2 spots held down by Canadian drivers. Chad Cote sitting in that second position. Wilkie now in third. Brent Hagen in fourth, and you cannot count out Aiden Beerline. He is sitting top 5. I guarantee that car is junk right now. He is just trying to make something happen. All skill right now for Aiden Beerline.
Sabaski going to go ahead and give it one more lap around the speedway. Going to be selling a lot of t-shirts tonight down at the trailer, Dave.
I tell you what, that's how you do it right there. Taking the checkered flag in the number 21 from Phantom Motorsports, it is Chris Sabaski. Coming home in second, Chad Coate. Third is going to be Eric Wilkie. Brent Hagen in fourth in the 95. Top five tonight for Aiden Beerline. Preston Hornbeck in sixth. Clay Erickson seventh. Anthony Goyette eighth. And Matthew Croak in ninth. Top 10 for Dalton Stevenson. So we will be doing some driver interviews here. We're going to give them just a chance to get in here. Looks like, oh, Wilkie's already ready. He is ready. So we will drag him up here in just a quick second. Here we go. Coming home in the third position tonight, it is the number 24 of Eric Wilkie. How was that race, huh?
Oh, it was all right. Yeah, I really wasn't very good. I just had I had one of those really good restarts. I went sixth to second in one lap. So other than that, it wasn't too impressive.
Well, I tell you what, watching you go from sixth to second there on one restart, I was like, wow, where did this guy come from? Because, we were talking top three. Phantom Motorsports had all three spots. Then the caution comes out, and Wilkie's sitting there in second. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. How was the track tonight? Did you just miss setup, or what happened? I mean, you still put it on the podium, so something happened decent.
Yeah, the track, I don't know. It was typical Volusia. I never like practice or anything. I just have the same setup from 3 years ago that I use everywhere, and it works all right most places. So I'm either really bad or pretty decent.
Well, I tell you what, tonight it got it done for sure. And we're glad to see you on the podium once again. The double points tonight will definitely be a factor, I think, and help you move up through the rankings for sure.
True, true. I forgot about that. Hopefully we can, make most of these races. I try to. This is the only series I run nowadays, so yeah, it's fun.
Well, we're definitely glad to have you, and you have supported the United Dirt Sim series for the last couple, and we're super glad to see you show up. Who would you like to thank? Who helped get you out here tonight?
I just gotta thank Wilkie's Auto Service and Handmade Motorsports, and then I guess Austin Semmelman too for that setup 3 years ago.
Well, Austin Semmelman, that setup must be one hell of a setup if it's still working 3 years after all these updates and everything else. So, congratulations, man. And will you be joining us for the 358s tonight?
I don't know. We'll see it.
Right on. Well, always
Thank
a
you though.
pleasure to have you for sure, Eric. And take care. Once again, Eric Wilkie in the number 24, taking home the third position tonight. Coming home in the second position. Wow, I almost had a stroke there. It sounded like. In the number 11, Chad Coate. Tell us about it.
That was fun, Dave. It was wild. Cars were bouncing, sliding around. The beginning was painful, but we got through it.
Yeah, I mean it was one of those races with quite a few caution flags. I think a few people were racing for points tonight with it being double points, and it was interesting to see some of the moves that were made on the track. But that is what it is. It's it's a Sunday night of racing. So what did you think? I mean, the track seemed to slicken off, and you had it geared up and ready to rock, huh?
Yeah, I set my car up for later in the race, being that it was 40 laps. Usually I'd run it a little bit looser, but I had it geared right. Fuel wise, I had one to go come checkered flag. So, I mean, all the cautions kind of helped me at the same time, but that track was fun to race. I won't lie.
For sure. We wanted to make it a little bit of a challenge with it being double points and see if anybody missed the setup for the fuel. And I was glad to. I was a little nervous, wondering if people were going to run out of fuel or not. But it was interesting to see that everybody hit the setup, with the fuel. So for sure. Who would you like to thank, man? Who helps get you out here each and every week?
all the guys over at American Dirt Motorsports. Sports, our sponsors, Dirt Company Media House, Ram Designs, 34 Raceway, Central Sign and Lighting, Bonehead Podcast, and Josh Whiteman Music.
There you go, man. Well, will you be joining us tonight for the 358s, or are you going to be a lone wolf for the 360s?
Just the 360s.
Right on. Well, we'll hopefully see a little bit more of you. Congratulations on second place tonight, and we'll see more of you in the future, huh?
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
All right, take care, Chad. Once again, Chad Coate coming home in second in the number 11 with the win in the number 21 Phantom Motorsports machine, Chris Sabaski.
Gentlemen,
How are you?
doing well. How are you boys?
Great, can't complain.
I tell you what, it was one hell of a race. Watching you and knowing how many times you could have lost the lead with all of those restarts, you hit each and every one. Tell us about it, man. What did you think as we were getting all these caution flags?
It was a little discouraging. I thought there was once or twice where I felt like we had a decent enough green run and that I was capable of checking out a little bit. And it was a matter of just hitting my marks and staying smooth, and then yellow would come out and they'd reel me right back in. So definitely had to be on point on the restarts and tried to stay sharp all night.
Boy, I mean, early on in the race, there was that big super slider. I think it was Preston that threw it from, like turn 3 all the way down and was able to take you over for a brief moment. Did he show his nose a little bit too soon? I mean, were you preparing for something like that to happen, as we went mid to late race?
Um, well, took a calculated fuel gamble, and I just felt like heading into the feature was going to have to run a certain amount of laps on certain lines, and I know that early on a couple guys were running the boards all the way around, and it was probably the fastest way. So um, it's one of those things where, like, if you want to run a different line and stay down on the bottom, or run through the middle or something like that, you still have to stay within striking range or try and fend them off as long as possible. If you let them run away, you might not ever get back past them, regardless of your fuel load, right? So um, I think some of the cautions maybe helped. I was getting close. It was a little thin at the end there, but yeah, I think overall, night went really well. Managed to stay out of trouble in the heat race, and sometimes it's one of those things where it's just a matter of surviving initially. Make sure you put yourself in the feature and get a decent starting spot, and then go to work.
For sure. So you said it was a little thin at the end, and you also said that you were making a gamble. How many laps of fuel did you have as we came to the white flag?
I wouldn't have made another 2 laps, so it was
That's
thin.
fantastic. Like I said, I was telling the other drivers before that we stretched this one out. This was a double points night, so we wanted everybody to kind of work for it a little bit, and it was interesting to see who was going to make that gamble and run with a little less fuel and hope that they had enough for the entire distance. So it was awesome to see. You ran one hell of a show tonight for sure. You ran away with it, and it was fantastic watching you. Who helps get you out here each and every week?
Yeah, appreciate that, man. All the boys over at Phantom, Kenny, Ross, Rob, Matt, a couple of our key sponsors, Velocity Race Design, Weichel Sportswear, PowerOutdoors.net, Highside Media. Uh, Obviously, got to send a special shout out to you guys for the host of the league and the broadcast and everything. Always appreciate coming out here and running with you guys. You do a great bang up job. And other than that, just the family and the fans, and can't do it without everybody on board.
Yeah, I mean it's truly awesome watching you guys, and we definitely appreciate Phantom, bringing out you guys and coming out and supporting us, and we definitely appreciate that as well. So it's one big family, you know what I mean, and we make the dream work. So
Absolutely.
I think it's awesome, and we'll I'm sure we'll be doing another interview with you because you seem to be a podium chaser. So it's always good to be able to do an interview with you, and we'll hopefully see you next week. You're gonna bring the heat, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The only, I mean, I was unable to make the last one. I think I might have missed 2 now just for family circumstances, but it's nice to put one up in the win column, and we're gonna hope to repeat that and get some momentum going.
Well, the good thing about tonight, with it being double points, it'll kind of wash out one of those times that you missed, and we have a drop. So, you know, it might work out okay. You might not be the points leader right away, but that might help you out with the win tonight. I think it's gonna be huge. So for sure,
Yeah, just gotta string some consistency together, but it's still early, so hopefully
absolutely.
we're talking in the same boat next week.
There you go. Well, always a pleasure. The number 21 from Phantom Motorsports with a win tonight, Chris Sabaski. That is going to do it for us. What do you think, Brody? What do you want to close with?
Man, I couldn't ask for a better night. We'll do without the yellows hopefully next time, but what a turnout! What a turnout, Dave. I'm speechless.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see that we had almost a full entire show for the A main. And like I said, this class keeps growing with this league. Part of it is just us taking such a break. Some people kind of fell off the radar and they're starting to pick us back up. So I think it's going to get better and better each and every week. I apologize for the broadcast issues. We are still working them out. You know what? By the last week, by week number 8, I think we're going to have this all figured out just in time for a break. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more, Dave. Honestly, I'll definitely get better with the announcing and how all this works. I'm usually behind the wheel, so
Well, it'll be
yeah.
interesting to see you come out for the 358s, and it was a pleasure having you tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we're going to wrap it up. We're going to be bringing the 358s out here shortly. So thank you, everybody in TV land. Once again, thank you for supporting United Dirt Sim Series and the DRD Graphics 360s. That'll do it.
Good night, everybody.